Welcome to the workshop, everybody. Today's project, the ledger board. I'm using Spax power lag screws, and I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. Cladding is siding, whether it's vinyl, brick veneer, stucco, wood, whatever it is, it has to go so you can get back to the house's band joist. Now, the band joist was never meant to be in what we call wet service or outside. So what we're going to do is apply some peel and stick. Oh, this is awesome. The prescriptive code says that the ledger board at the door shall be flashed, this is flashing, and caulked. And just throw a bow hunker bead in there. So the first thing I do is check if the door is level, if there's a high side or a low side. Right now, this door is super level, so I can measure down from each corner and take the next step. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm doing here is the laser level doesn't show you where your line is, it just shows you level. You use it as a reference point to measure to where your line is. So I measured down from the door 1 7/8 inches, then I measured up from my line over there, and from the line to the bottom to my mark is 16 3/4. So I come down here where I know it's level, I come up 16 3/4, mark that, snap a line between the two, and carpentry begins. And this is a good trick if you don't build decks all the time, because it's easy to make a mistake with layout later if you lay out the beam separately from the ledger. So now we lay them both out at once. We're going to take 1.5 inches off of each end so we can put the band joist on there. But you don't cut 3 inches off one end because that will shift your layout over. We're going to lay out for our Spax power lag assembly. And this is how this goes. Now that I know where my joists are, I can place my fasteners as the prescriptive code calls for. Now, Spax 5/16 by 4-inch power lags are going to go through this. They're going to go through the structural sheathing of the house, and they're going to go through the band joist a little bit, because what code wants is for the tip of the fastener to penetrate the house just a little bit. But unlike lag screws, which are conventionally used, 1/2 inch by 5 or 6 galvanized lag screws, with the power lags, you don't have to pre-drill and use washers. I can zing these in with my impact driver. Code wants the fasteners 2 inches in from each edge of the band joist, and they want them in an alternating pattern. If you build decks every day, one of the advantages to the Spax power lag is that compared to other structural type screws, you can use fewer of them because their pull-out force, their shears, all superior, and there's a technical evaluation report that talks about all that data. For me, that's a little too inside baseball. What I do instead is 1 2 1 2. Okay, that's not where this stays. This is acting as a cleat, so when I put my ledger board in, I can rest it on here, walk to the other end, rest it on another power lag, and then fasten securely and safely to the wall. And I'll pull these out once the big ledger board is in. So this is my standoff block. I put it here because when I put the ledger board in, there would have been no way for me to manage the ledger, getting it up on the line, and coming down here to measure 1.5 inches off the vinyl. So I let the wood do it for me, threw a block in there. Now I'm going to take it out. This will be replaced with our band joist later. Huh. Try that with a regular lag screw. It'll be here for a month. I don't even have to hold on to the tool with all my fingers. This is, I mean, I will. I'm not recommending you do that, but zigzag them, baby. I mean, that's like a welded connection to the house. Here's another thing that I really like about these. Beyond the pull out and pull through increased capacities with the SPAX 5/16 HCR coated power lag. I sound like an infomercial. I love this stuff. If for some reason the inspector and I weren't eye to eye on this fastening schedule, I can easily change or add power lags like 2 minutes, no big deal. This is the last little bit of the ledger installation. We've got our metal flashing integrated with the weather-resistant barrier behind the siding, and we've got a new piece of J-channel in here to trim out the vinyl. And we've got our first board in. Now it's time to deck this thing.